conversation now.
Sit back down.
I'm sat.
Guess what, Morgan? We're sat. We're seated. We're sat.
We're
Gosh.
sat.
Morgan.
A Red Bull that I've had in my fridge since January.
Oh, she's been marinating for a long time.
She's still in date. She's in date till Christmas Day.
I know, but isn't that perfect when it's been marinating in the fridge for so long?
But it's so long. It's so
crisp.
and I've been just waiting to drink it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of living in, whatever that is.
It's another gloomy day after Memorial Day
But
for us.
I was telling Allison I'm okay with it normally.
Because we were in the pool all weekend, which was delightful.
It was delightful, but I woke up and saw that it was raining, and I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah.
We went parading
Did we ever go parading yesterday?
at the world's longest running parade, or the United States longest running Memorial Day parade. Parade or Memorial Day parade? What's the stat? I don't know.
Because if it's just Memorial Day, then that's why are we toting that around?
Yeah. Is it longest running parade ever in the United States? And I thought it meant longest as in
How long
length.
you sat out there? Let me see what.
But no, longest
pulled it up on
running
ChatGPT.
as in it's been going on for 100 years or something.
It's the longest continuously running Memorial Day parade in the United States.
Okay.
Because you got to think of
All the parades
Macy's
out there.
Day Parade
Yeah.
and stuff.
Okay, that makes more sense. But also, like,
the very first Memorial
Okay.
Day parade over there was 1868.
wow, we were part of history yesterday.
Whatever. Parades just don't do it for me.
We had fun. We took a little picture. We
fun.
made a TikTok. Our kids had fun. It was just like, you seen one fire truck, you've seen them all.
You've seen them all. Parades just aren't my thing. I'm like, we had fun. Like, if you weren't there, I literally would have just been like,
And every year my husband's like, we got to watch the Thanksgiving Day parade. And like, we turn it on and all I do the whole time is complain that everyone's lip syncing and they're actually not showing the parade to the people on the television. They're just showing the musical performances. And my children don't care about the musical performances. They want to see a big Bluey. So show it to me.
Bluey.
Can we just have a camera feed that shows the actual parade and not the middle part with the performances?
With the lip sync performances.
That's just my suggestion. Okay.
We should get like the actual inflatables for the Memorial Day parade. Put a big bald eagle up there.
I texted our work group chat yesterday and I said, we need to put MM in the parade next year. Get a t-shirt cannon. The people would love it. And then maybe we could do a podcast from the truck bed.
From the float, like we're Hoda and what's her nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't that be so fun?
Hoda's not there anymore, is she?
No, I don't think so. I don't know the lore.
So it's Jenna Bush, and I don't know who the new host is.
I thought Hoda was still, she comes around.
I think they just did like a big retirement or something thing for her.
Oh, anyway. I don't know.
Don't know the lore.
I don't.
You heard last episode, my morning routine woes. You think I got time to crack open an episode of the Today Show and kick back with my coffee and wonder what Hoda's wearing?
Now, I could call my mama right now and she would tell me everything. She would know who the latest hosts are, the timestamps, the segments.
I used to know. In summertime spent with my grandmother during the day because our parents worked, it was all daytime television. It was the morning show, and then The Price is Right.
My mom loved the show called Designing Women.
I remember that.
Do you remember it?
I remember.
I actually want to look it up just to hear the theme song. It'll probably make me cry, honestly. She loved that, and she loved Days of Our Lives.
See, we were CBS soaps gals, so Young and the Restless, Bold and Beautiful.
No, we were Days of Our Lives, and what is the other one? Nope. I think that's the only one she cared about.
Remember Guiding Light?
Guiding Light. That's it. Guiding Light. No. And then my brother and I spent a good, solid summer where we were really invested in Days of Our Lives.
I remember a time
And
when
then we got over it.
at an age when I shouldn't have been so invested in these soap operas where I knew exactly what was going on. My mother and I would have discussions
No, we
like,
would
can you
too.
believe that him and her and
Can you believe that Stefano was evil again? It's
Can you
shocking.
believe that Brooke and Rich are just all these things? Can't believe. And literally I think about it and I'm like, what a premise all of those shows have. Literally, you've got 5 main characters. Everybody's hooking up with everybody at different points, and nobody really thinks about how weird it is.
And everyone's just constantly on this wheel of you're the villain, and then you're not the villain, and then you're going to have a psychotic break, and then you're going to recover, and then you're going to be the villain again.
And then there's a pregnancy that breaks up this marriage over here.
I remember being so upset when Sean, Hope and Bo had a son named Sean.
Is this Days of Our Lives?
Yes.
I know
And
nothing.
then Sean was married to, what was her name? Was it Bella? What was her name?
There can only be one
she
Bella
had
in
a
this
baby
room.
and like had really bad, that's how I learned about postpartum depression, because she wanted to like kill
At
her
6
baby.
years old.
No, I think I was 12 or something. The people that get it will get it. Comment below. Tell me the lore, because I don't remember. And I don't want to Google it. Anyway, this is not. We really got off on a tangent.
We did get off on a tangent.
But that's what we do best.
That is what
we
we
didn't
do.
really have any. We didn't have any structure. We said we were going
parade
to talk
and movie.
Oh, guess what we did this weekend? Or what day was that?
Saturday.
This
was a 7-day long weekend. Yeah, I still didn't have enough days.
Saturday, we went to the pool.
Yes.
Right.
And then
started off with the pool.
relaxed and then went
It
to
was very
movies.
chilly outside, but her pool was like 98 degrees. So you were in the sun, but you didn't really feel like you were in the sun. And so we all got a little burnt. And I'm very against getting burnt. So I'm very upset that I got burnt.
I feel fine today.
I'm okay now. I have this like cream that I put on that like heals it quicker, I think.
My new barrier cream, if I can talk, will be here
You have to
today.
let me know how that goes.
Not that it protects against sun damage, but we went and saw Lilo and Stitch.
We went to see Lilo and Stitch.
I was so excited because I remember, I think that came out when I was in 3rd or 4th grade.
It was like 02, I think.
02. So I was in 4th grade. Loved that movie. I loved it so much. I would rewind the tape and watch it again. Piper, I started showing it to her when she was younger. She loves it. Mm-hmm. And so I was excited that it was a complete live action remake. I'm like, I love this movie. I think I'm going to like that. Now they're just making it real people.
Mm-hmm.
So for nostalgia's sake, I liked it, but
I have an opposite experience because I think I watched it maybe a handful of times. Like I remember the most scenes that I remember honestly are because like people will show them on TikTok how like Lilo would she got in the dryer in the original one, and then Disney had to edit it out and made it a pizza box so like little kids wouldn't get in the dryer.
Yeah,
stuff
and then
like
they
that.
didn't even put that in this movie. They were like,
we're not going anywhere near that scene.
We're not messing with that Mandela
But
effect.
I think I watched it, but I wasn't like, it wasn't one of those nostalgia ones for me. I think it was because I was a little older. I wasn't like all into the animated films at that moment, but I still was excited to see it because I love Disney. And I thought it was a delightful movie.
I enjoyed it.
It's getting some negative feedback.
In the Mixon household.
Well, in the Mixon household. And also I saw a whole thread on Twitter last night about people complaining that it was...
I haven't seen any negative reviews yet. Let me preface that by saying I have seen no reviews.
Well, ignorance is bliss. Actually, let me just check what I'm curious what the score is. I like looking at these things.
The score. Oh, when we went to see the movie together.
Yes.
As soon as we sat down, it's getting ready to start the previews. I'm on my phone. As soon as I opened Facebook, the first post on my feed was Lauren in a big red box and big letters saying, if you've got
reviews.
toddlers or whatever, don't waste your time or something. Go and see Lilo and Stitch. It kept mine's attention for 0.00003 seconds. And so I immediately texted her and I was like, we're here watching the movie.
We're sad.
Thank you for your review.
Wish us luck. And I got spooked because I have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old, and
You thought the 5-year-old was going to be circling
my
the drain.
5-year-old, it just depends. But then sometimes then Camden's over there and he's like, I don't really care about so you just never know with the movie. But he got interested in it. He did ask me a couple times when it was going to be over, but that was before once Lilo and Stitch got into their
Their
shenanigans,
it's really cute.
it brought him right back in. But I will say it's kind of a slow burn start. Is the animated one like that?
I don't think so. One, because it's animated. So it's brighter. There's more going on for you to keep.
Was there that whole scene in like whatever planet they're on with the evil lady and all that? That was in the animated one?
And I will say, if I remember correctly, and I remember thinking during the movie, I'm like, I want to pull up the scene of the animated and the scene of this real one. A lot of the voices sounded the same as they did. And so the main lady.
Let me look at IMDb again.
Her voice
Sounded like Julie Andrews.
sounded so much like it did in the animated.
Was it not Julie Andrews?
I don't know.
I was shocked to see Zach Galifianakis in there.
I enjoyed that.
What is her name?
The main lady? I don't remember.
Oh, the Grand Councilwoman, Hannah Waddingham. This woman. She's in Game of Thrones.
And she was in Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
She was the voice?
No, that was the voice of this one. 2002. Totally different person.
But it sounded, in my head, I was hearing the same voice. But anyway.
Nani's the same in this one and the other one.
They used the same actress?
Well, maybe not. No.
I was going to say, that would have been.
No, she would have been. She would have been not born. Well, this woman's photo was in IMDb, and I got so confused. Oh no, she was Mrs. Kikoa. Who's that?
That was the social worker.
Oh, that was the voice of Nani in the original one.
How fun!
Yeah, that's why that got me confused.
Now I like it even more. I love it.
I love when they do that.
So in the animated, there wasn't as many talks about Lilo being taken away from the home.
I mean, Lauren was saying in the poll, she was like, it was depressing. The girls were going to get separated. And I was like, well, there's a lot of trauma in Disney.
Like, there's the social worker scene, and she's like, you've got to, whatever help. But there wasn't, like when in the animated, Lilo doesn't go to the hospital after she almost drowns or whatever. And so there wasn't that scene of the social worker being like, basically trying to force her into giving her up into foster care so that she could get free health care. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's actually kind of awful. Like, as an adult, you do watch it with a different perspective. Camden did love it, though. He was like, I see what you're saying, Mom. Like, when you say, I'm not a bad kid, I'm just doing something bad. And I was like, yeah. Like,
aw, I love that takeaway.
Yeah, because I try to say that, and I didn't.
He's an insightful child.
He is very insightful and very perceptive of emotions.
He thinks about things that you're not thinking about yet.
And I'm like, whoa, buddy.
Like, I didn't think you were going to take that from that conversation.
Relax. Like, you're 9. Just go play with your Hot Wheels. I don't need to be a therapist today. And Clay was like, I like that guy with the one eyeball.
Kleeble?
Yeah, I don't know their names. I realized after seeing that I barely watched the animated film, and I think I might watch it.
I used to know everybody's name. Piper.
Some of the music was the same, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that main song that is when she's that was the same.
Okay.
Piper Sunday watched Lilo and Stitch and Lilo and Stitch 2.
So she knows all the lore.
She knows the lore.
That's great.
She literally sat, and she barely puts movies on her TV. She sat and watched them.
Was there more of a love story in the animated film with Nani and the guy? Is it Pouring the Rain?
Or yes, it is.
Oh,
I thought that was Chris at first.
Because in the credits they showed like a picture of them kissing
and stuff. I don't.
Was that touched on in the animated film, or am I?
He like flirts with her a little in the animated film.
Okay.
I need to rewatch. I haven't watched I should have watched the animated one before we went.
There's probably a great Reddit thread or something comparing all of the similarities and differences.
I will look it up.
I might just take a little deep dive into that. But this brings me to one thing I wanted to discuss.
I knew it. Bring it on.
Movie theater etiquette is a lost art.
We have touched on airplane etiquette, elevator etiquette,
drive-through
etiquette.
And now we're on to the movie theater.
This week is movie theater etiquette. Okay. We're out here teaching manners one podcast at a time.
I am very aware when you go to see a brand new movie, especially a children's film, There's going to be children aplenty. That's not my grievance with it.
No, that there was a child crying at different points. I wasn't bugged by that because I'm like, I get it. You're
Partially-
a child.
And I'm thinking she's probably got more than one, because you don't just bring a baby to the movies. So what is she going to do? Get up and leave her row of toddlers, or take all the toddlers out because the baby's crying? So like that gets a pass for me. Like we've all been there. It's totally fine. What I have an issue is when you have an assigned seat theater, which we have and we love, because you can roll in there whenever. There's your assigned seat waiting for you. A time or two I've been in a movie theater where people try to sit in my assigned seat and I have to present, no, this is my seat. And they're like, what do you mean? And then it's probably like these teens that didn't actually get a ticket.
That didn't get a ticket.
And they're trying to get away with something.
What a terrible conversation for you to have though as well.
Right? But I can get...
Trust me, I don't want to have to tell you that you're in my seat.
I can get confrontational, especially if it's something I care about. If I'm there for the midnight showing of Breaking Dawn Part 1 and you're in my seat.
Get the F out of my seat.
Get out of my seat. Anyway, they didn't have it back then.
So there was this lady, this adult
lady who was in the middle of the theater, got up, took forever to get out because it's like tight quarters. And she's got a little one. She's scooting through, and I'm like, okay, like, can we get? Because Clay's like, Mommy, I can't see.
And I always sit in the back row. I don't like having people directly behind me because they're always putting their feet up on the back of the seats, and I don't do that if there's somebody in front of me. And Piper has learned.
Yeah, I like
you don't do that. Don't put your feet up when there's somebody sitting in front of you. So I sit in the back row on the end seats, so it's easy for us to get out if we need to go to the bathroom or if something happens, and there's nobody behind me kicking my seat.
That's a great idea. I usually do that, or the other theater has that row where it's like a metal bar, and then I'm like, you can put your feet up on that all day because nobody's sitting there. Anyway, so she comes and then she sits right behind us in the handicap seats that no one was sitting in because they hadn't been purchased. And she's got this little girl who doesn't give a crap about being in this movie theater.
She wants to tuck and roll.
And then she proceeds to have a full-on conversation with her. Now, see that little girl right there? Okay, well, that's her sister because their mommy and daddy, they passed away. And so she's having to raise her sister. And then so they're going to get Lilo Stitch. And they think he's a dog, but he's not a dog. And like just started trying to like convince this little girl to watch the movie.
She wants to watch this movie.
And she was like, I want to go home. And she's like, well, this was Mommy's favorite movie when I was a kid, and you're going to sit here and watch it.
That's exactly going to like it.
And you're going to like it. And she said, I'm going to FaceTime your daddy and tell him you're not being good. I'm like, I really just wanted to turn around and be like, ma'am,
go back to your seat.
Can you go back to where you came from? Because I
put that thing back where it came from,
or so help me. I don't want to listen to your conversation. Take it outside.
It bugs me so much when people buy a ticket for a movie theater movie, come inside, spend money on snacks, come sit down, and then you just do everything but watch the movie. There was one time, I forget what movie it was, Piper and I, Troy and Luke were there watching it. And there wasn't many people in the theater, but there was a group of youths,
the youths,
13, 14, 15. So they're literally just in there because their parents dropped them off. So they
don't care what's happening. They just want to catch up.
They're just talking. So they're roasting them. I wish I could remember what movie it was. I bet Troy would remember. It's been a couple years.
They're roasting the movie the whole time.
Literally like something would happen. No, it was, If.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Oh, you need to. It'll make you tear up.
But I don't want to tear up.
But anyway, it was If. And so Troy and I were really invested. And Piper and Luke were enjoying it. And literally anytime something would happen, the kids over here across the movie theater, boo! Oh, that's so sad, isn't it? Are you going to cry? Don't cry.
Oh,
just saying the stupid stuff. And that only went on a couple times. The next time they did it, Troy goes, hey, shut up. Just yelled it. And me and Piper can't get
would have gotten
far enough down in our seat
in the chair
when he did that. My face was so
Listen, I would get like that in the movie theater because I would just get like this adrenaline rush of like wanting to be served justice, like we do not need to be having full on conversations and opinions.
They were quiet after that.
Oh, I would be too.
I would have gotten up and left. If I was with a group of friends that were acting that way, I would have gotten up and left. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get in trouble.
But where I texted you with my phone brightness all the way down because I'm a good patron. I texted you and was like, we will podcast about this. Because then she goes, when she said, I'm going to FaceTime your daddy, the phone started ringing. And then she's like, hello? Yeah, Shayla doesn't want, and then then she started walking out of the movie. And I was like, now you walk out? After you've already let it ring?
After you've already let it
let
ring.
the person say hello?
After you've already had this full-on conversation with this kid
And
that wants to kill you.
I'm a little ADHD, and so I was wondering what was going on back here, and then I couldn't focus, let alone these kids. Mm-hmm. Gosh.
Stuff like that. Oh.
Just grinds my gears.
My gears stay grinded. Just with all the grievances afloat.
And then it's usually just adults. Mm-hmm. Like kids, they kind of get it. Like, okay, we're going to be quiet. There's some that like start kicking a seat or whatever. Mm-hmm. And usually adults will get in and help.
But the kids don't faze me. Now, there's been a couple times where I've been like, okay, dude, like, tell your kid to sit down.
Yeah,
like,
it's just like, can we be a little bit aware of your own child?
There was one time Piper and I were watching a movie. We go a couple times a month, I think. When there's good stuff out. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been a crazy amount of stuff to watch the past few months. The first quarter of the year was dry.
Q1, not so good.
But like I say, we always try to sit at an end seat in the back row. There was this one time Piper and I was watching a movie, and this little kid had already gotten up several times and went to the bathroom. Went back. He got up the 17th time. He's like 2 rows down from where we're sitting. Mm-hmm. Just like stands there and like hovers a little bit and then just throws up in the floor. And it's like he just had spaghetti.
Oh no.
It's full nudes.
Oh no.
On the floor. And poor Piper was sitting in the outer seat. She slowly looked up at me and she was like, why are there full noodles on the ground, Mom? There's full noodles on the ground.
Listen.
Shrek, I'm looking down.
I would feel so awful.
The parent nowhere to be found.
Oh no.
That kid literally threw up and then just kept walking.
How old was he? I might have disassociated.
Camden's age.
Oh gosh. No, that's
size.
awful.
Literally no parent was with him. Obviously he kept feeling sick because he kept going somewhere. Maybe to the bathroom thinking he was going to get sick. Maybe there was something else going on.
Gosh.
But literally no parent behind him. And the people who were sitting directly in front of us, we were close to the splatter. We weren't close to the splatter, thankfully. But the people in front of us, like, I remember them saying, where's the parent? Are they not going to go tell somebody? So the lady who's sitting in front of us got up and went and told somebody that a kid had just done that. But
gosh,
I feel like every time we go to the movies, there's something for me to roast afterwards.
It's so frustrating. And then you have the people that think that they own the whole movie theater, and they not that they're just having a mindless conversation, but they'll be like, who's that again? What did he do? What do you think's going to happen?
Talk about it after, or wait for it to be on a streaming service near you.
Correct.
And talk in the presence of your own home.
And it's acceptable if it's like, sometimes like my mama and I would go to the movies and she'll lean over to ask me a question, like a little loud, but it's like whatever. But no, this is like, did you just hear my stomach? It is roaring.
Was that your stomach? I thought there was thunder outside.
No, that was my stomach.
I thought Chris was getting ready to drop a load. She's not turned on.
No, I turned the ice machine off today. But just, if you're going to talk, just try to be quiet.
Just be quiet about it. I fully understand as a parent that there's a lot of times, not so much now because most of the movies Piper wants to watch are ones I would watch as well. Mm-hmm. But a few years ago, that wasn't the case. We were going to see movies that I could give an F about, but Piper's young and wants to see it.
Yeah.
And so I could understand, like, if I'm sitting there on my phone with my brightness down.
I'm not hurting any. Silent, people.
On silent. I turn my watch on silent. I'm not hurting anybody. If Troy and I are at a movie that we don't care about, but the kids wanted to see, and if we had something to say, we're talking so quietly that nobody reads off the walls and gets back to me. I won't be able to hear it. You're an idiot. Coming to a TikTok near you.
Listen, Morgan.
Are our vocal stems.
Do you know what I want to do for Christmas? I want
I was like, wait, when's Christmas?
Or even anytime.
Okay.
Because there's our movie theater. You pay $375. Okay.
We watched The Grinch.
You can put any movie on that they've ever had in the theater. okay, and watch it. And you can, like, for a private viewing. I want to do
Why
that.
wait for Christmas? Let's watch
That's what
The
I'm saying.
Grinch next week.
I'm here for it.
I don't need it to be snowing outside to
That's
watch The
the
Grinch.
only time where you're allowed to quote the movie, talk about it, when you have a private showing that you've paid for, or if the theater's empty. Great for you. But I'll just never get over how people just have no sense of social awareness in a movie theater, in an airplane, in an elevator,
in the drive-thru.
Just get with it.
There's so many times during my day when that thought runs through my head. I was just sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't even have time to start listing them. So many times a day where I'm like,
and you know where I never
do you
experienced...
not see yourself? Are you not... did it not just like hurt something on you to act like you just did?
Right. But you know... Oh, man,
she went dog!
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
So here we are.
Okay, come over here. That's what we do. Okay, so, all right.
Donkey.
Are you in?
I'm
Scoot
here.
over a little bit more.
I'm here.
Okay. Like, you know when you would go to a midnight showing, like say of Twilight, Breaking Dawn,
Just
Pirates
say,
of the Caribbean, whatever. Nobody would talk in those because everyone was so invested.
In
They're
that.
invested, and it was the most magical experience. All the Harry Potter films, we did that. The one that I was disappointed in was 50 Shades of Grey.
I was just getting ready to bring
And
up.
did you go to the midnight one?
Not the midnight one. No.
Well, everyone was like giggling, like that scene when
Sir,
that
ma'am.
scene. I know. Are you an adult? That scene. I got carded for that movie, and I was definitely way over 17, and I was like honored and also annoyed. When he like takes her pants off and like you can tell that she has chills and her leg hair is like sticking up. Everyone was like howling at that, and I'm like, can we get over it?
Like, come on, people.
It was ridiculous. I know. I can't tell how it's very dark. Should we scoot up?
Okay, here we are.
Well, thank you for getting sat with
Thank you
us
for getting
because
sat
I
with
think
us.
our equipment is telling us we're done.
I will say we haven't had something fail in a long time.
It was
I
time.
was just talking about the batteries on these lights. So I was going to do it last week. Didn't because I'm lazy. Thank you for getting sat with us again. Another week of nothing but babble ramble. But
And
that's
we
what
love
we are
it.
here for.
Yes, and we will see you next time. Bye.